Welcome back to the continuation of my homeless story. I'm going to meet up with some friends later, so I'm just going to have a little bit of this True Pilsner made by Hitchhiker. Oh, that was the that was the other brewery I was thinking about, Hitchhiker. It's down the street from where I used to live here. Pick Up Hitchhiker. Brewed and packaged by Hitchhiker Brewing Company, Pittsburgh. Town is Sharpsburg. Yeah, Sharpsburg, Pennsylvania. So let's give it a try. Yeah, very light colored. Not much chuck, but good enough. Cheers. Yeah, it's beer flavored beer. What's it say? It doesn't tell you how much alcohol is in it. Yeah, 1 pint. 1 pint. And for a snack, got me some tortilla chips, ranch flavored. Walmart. Some people don't like Walmart, but it is a valid place to sell stuff and groceries. I think this was like $1.50. In dollar stores, you don't get this much for $1.50 at a dollar store. So Walmart does business to make money, and they do what they got to do to make good money. So I don't have anything against them. People don't like Walmart. I don't like going to the Walmarts near me, not because I don't like Walmart. It's just the location is a little bit frustrating to get around. But yeah, if there was a Walmart that was not as difficult to drive around, I would probably go to Walmart more often. I go to other grocery stores out of convenience, not because I don't necessarily like what they sell better or their prices. The prices are actually a little bit more expensive, but I'm paying for convenience. So let's actually, I like opening the bags upside down to eat the crushed, the small bits and pieces, and then save the big chips for later. There you go. And they look just like Doritos. They taste just like Dorito Ranch. They're probably made by Doritos. There's a video called Off Branding that tells a story about how name brand factories make these store brand things. They just don't put as much stuff in there or spend as much money in packaging to be able to sell to a larger population of people. Because they just want to sell stuff. Yeah, they can make more money selling the name brand side of things, more power, but there's a plateau of the amount of sales they have. So this is kind of like the second level of sales, off branding or store branding name. If I can find some of those videos, I'll put them in the link below. Very good though. Pear's pretty good. Okay, on to the story. So, in review, first night, I slept in my car in front of a friend's house. Homeless guy came by, left me a can of sardines and a cigarette. Second day, I talked to one of my best friends. He was living with his aunt and uncle, and they let me spend the night at their house. And then from there, it's kind of blurry from what I remember that happened to me. I remember one night I was looking for a place to park. I was in my car. I can't remember. I think a friend of mine, he gave me some of part of his lunch because he doesn't eat school lunch that much of school lunch. He gets a lunch account, so he gave me some of his school lunch. So that was my meal for the day. And then that night, I remember driving around trying to figure out a place to park. I didn't want to park back at my friend's house in case that homeless guy comes back or another homeless guy comes back. But for some reason, I didn't want to park at his house again. Maybe I was nervous or something. But I drove around. I went to my school. I think I went back to my school, and there were portable buildings on the side of the school where some of my classes were, and we used to be able to drive our car up the sidewalk and park next to the portable buildings after school because we had after school activities. So I thought about, well, what if I go and I park next to a portable building and sleep there? So I drove by and I looked, but the problem is the school was all lit up at night. So one, I was thinking, it's gonna be hard to sleep with all those lights on. And plus, being that it's all lit up, I didn't want like security to come by and say, hey, you need to get out of here. So I was like, nah, I better not. And before, it used to be dark. There used to not be that many lights in the parking lot or by the portable buildings, but there were some improvements and they put more lights around the school. That's what I remember. And then, so I drove to the store that I worked at. Again, I think it was Kroger that I worked at. So I drove to Kroger, and since I wasn't working, I wasn't the one who put the leftover food from the deli in the dumpster. But I think I did look in the dumpster to see if there was any leftover food, and I did. I think there were a couple of sandwiches and stuff like that. So I took a couple of sandwiches, and I can't remember if I ate them or not, but I do remember finding a few sandwiches. They were wrapped in saran wrap, so they weren't like dirty, and the dumpster was not full or anything. It wasn't. It didn't stink. So then I thought about sleeping in the parking lot. Then I think I remember there was a public park. It was kind of back in those days, makeup alley or makeout alley. So there was a makeout park, which was close to where the house that my friend, where I spent the first night. So just from what I recall, I think I drove to one of those makeout parks and there was nobody there. It was just a little parking lot and it was looking over the bay and there were no lights. So I think that night, again, I reclined the driver's seat, slept diagonally in the back seat and the front seat, and rolled my window down. So that was the third or fourth night. I don't remember. And it came to my mind as like, wow, the next morning I was like, wow, this worked out pretty good. If I need to look for another place to sleep, this park, I think we called it Swantner. I think that the park was called Swantner Park. So I was like, yeah, if I need to sleep here again at night, this will be the place that I go to. If I'll try to look on Google Map and put the location of Swantner Park, and hopefully Google Maps has a picture of what it looks like in the daytime. So another night, I had another friend. His dad was a lawyer, or a stepdad. His mom was divorced and married his stepdad. His stepdad, or his biological dad, lived in Houston, and but his stepdad was a lawyer, and they had he lived in a condo downtown of the town that I lived in. And so one night, and we talked in school, and so I asked him, hey, can I spend the night at your house, or can I take a shower at your place? So yeah, that's fine, because I've spent the night at his house before, or his parents' condo. And so yeah, so then his parents weren't there, so he said, yeah, why don't you just spend the night? So I spent the night with him one night. So that was another night of me being homeless, but I was what they call couch surfing. The second night was literally couch surfing, because I was sleeping in a pull-out couch. And then another night I slept at my friend's parents' downtown condo. And then I don't remember any other nights that I slept in my car. The next thing I remember is I was able to go home, but I don't know how that happened or what happened, if I called my mom, or if I went back to my house to get something and my mom said, you can stay. More likely, I think I had some stuff at home that I wanted to go get, so I went back to my house, and my mom was there. I might have had a key to the house. I know I did have a key to the house, but I don't remember if I had the key to my house when I left or not. But anyway, I think I talked to my mom, hey, I'm here to pick up some of my things, and she just kind of, she wasn't upset, she wasn't happy to see me. It was just like normal. And she says, why don't you just stay here? So I don't know if it upset her that I ran away from home or not, but she let me, and I think it was like a week after I left. And so that's the next part of the story, is that I was able to come back home after being out away for a week. But that's not the end of the story. So that's it for now. I'm gonna finish my refreshments and snacks, and I'll make some more videos later. Cheers.